Have you ever felt like someone in your life is constantly draining your energy, leaving you feeling powerless and stuck? Toxic people have a way of pulling you into their orbit, making it hard to focus on yourself or your growth. But what if the answer to freeing yourself wasn't about changing them, but about shifting your focus inward? 1. How focusing on yourself can help you break free. The Stoics believed that our energy should be directed toward what we can control, our own thoughts, actions, and priorities. Epictetus wrote, "Nourish your mind with great thoughts, for you will never go higher than you think." This wisdom reminds us that reclaiming control over our lives begins by redirecting our attention to ourselves and the things that truly matter. Focusing on yourself doesn't mean ignoring others. It means prioritizing your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Start by identifying areas of your life that need attention, perhaps your health, hobbies, or long-term goals. What have you been neglecting while trying to navigate a toxic relationship? By investing in these areas, you not only rebuild your self-esteem, but also create a life that inspires and energizes you. Building connections with people who uplift and support you is equally important. Toxic people thrive on isolation, but surrounding yourself with genuine friends creates a support system that strengthens your resolve. Imagine dedicating your energy to relationships that encourage growth, rather than draining it on someone who only brings negativity. The Stoic approach to growth emphasizes action over reaction. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By focusing on what you can control, your mindset and choices, you begin to reclaim your power. Toxic people lose their influence when they realize they are no longer the center of your attention. In the end, breaking free from toxic people isn't about them, it's about you. It's about nurturing your own potential, prioritizing what truly matters, and rediscovering the joy that comes from living authentically. 2. The power of silence. Protect your energy. Have you ever found yourself caught in a heated exchange with someone who seems to thrive on drama? Toxic people often feed on emotional reactions, using them as fuel to maintain their control. But what if the most effective response wasn't to argue or defend yourself, but to remain silent? The Stoics believed in the value of silence as a tool for maintaining inner peace and self-control. Seneca wrote, "It is a great thing to know the season for speech and the season for silence." Silence doesn't mean surrender. It's an intentional act of self-preservation and strength. By choosing not to engage, you're refusing to play their game and, in turn, reclaiming your power. Imagine a chess match where your opponent relies on your every move to dictate their strategy. Now imagine refusing to play. They're left confused, unable to anticipate your next step. This is what silence does to toxic people. They lose their footing because they can no longer manipulate you through your reactions. Practicing silence requires discipline and a shift in mindset. Instead of reacting immediately, take a moment to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, is this argument worth my energy? Will engaging bring resolution or only escalate the situation? The answers often reveal that silence is the better option. Silence doesn't mean suppressing your emotions or holding on to resentment. It's about consciously deciding not to give away your peace to someone who doesn't deserve it. Use silence as a shield, a boundary that protects your mental well-being from unnecessary conflict. As Marcus Aurelius wisely advised, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Toxic people thrive on chaos, but your silence disrupts their patterns. It shows them and yourself that you're in control of your responses and your energy. In the end, silence speaks louder than words. It communicates strength, self-respect, and a refusal to be drawn into negativity. When you master the art of silence, you'll find yourself calmer, more focused, and less affected by the actions of others. 3. Setting clear boundaries. Protect what matters. Have you ever felt like someone consistently crosses lines in your life, taking more than they give and leaving you drained? Toxic people often test and push limits, exploiting the absence of boundaries to their advantage. Establishing and maintaining clear boundaries is essential to reclaiming your peace and protecting what matters most. The Stoics understood the importance of autonomy and self-respect. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Setting boundaries isn't about controlling others. It's about controlling how you allow others to treat you. To identify where boundaries are missing, reflect on your interactions. Are there patterns of behavior that leave you feeling used or disrespected? These moments often highlight areas where stronger limits are needed. Defining these boundaries means clearly articulating what you will and won't accept without guilt or hesitation. For example, instead of engaging in confrontations or long explanations, use firm yet simple statements like, "This doesn't work for me," or "I'd rather not discuss this." The key is consistency. Toxic people will often test your resolve, but staying firm sends a clear message. Your well-being is not negotiable. Establishing boundaries requires courage, especially when faced with resistance or guilt-tripping. However, every time you enforce a boundary, you're teaching others how to treat you and affirming your self-worth. The discomfort of asserting limits is temporary compared to the long-term peace and respect you gain. The Stoics remind us that we cannot control the actions of others, but we can control our responses. By setting boundaries, you create a protective space where negativity cannot thrive. It's not about pushing others away, it's about honoring yourself and fostering healthier, more balanced relationships. Boundaries are not walls, they are guidelines that protect your energy, time, and emotional well-being. When you set them with confidence and consistency, you empower yourself to live authentically and free from toxic influences. 4. Exposing the truth with calm and authenticity. Have you ever felt like someone's words or actions didn't match their image, leaving you questioning their true intentions? Toxic people often hide behind a facade of confidence and control, using manipulation to mask their insecurities. The most effective way to counter this is by calmly and authentically exposing the truth without resorting to confrontation or aggression. The Stoics believed that living with authenticity and integrity is the ultimate defense against deception. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." By staying true to your values and maintaining your composure, you disarm toxic individuals and prevent them from manipulating you. Toxic people rely on reactions and validation from others to sustain their behavior. They expect defensiveness, anger, or submission, but when you respond with calmness and clarity, it disrupts their strategies. For instance, if someone makes a cutting remark intended to undermine you, instead of reacting emotionally, you can respond with a neutral statement like, "I don't see it that way," or "That's your opinion." This approach not only prevents escalation, but also reveals the manipulative intent behind their words. Toxic individuals often thrive in environments where people fear or flatter them. By refusing to engage in their games, you force them to confront the limits of their influence. Exposing the truth isn't about attacking or humiliating anyone. It's about standing firm in your authenticity. The more you live aligned with your values, the less space there is for toxicity in your life. As the Stoics taught, it is not events that disturb us, but our interpretation of them. When you choose to interpret toxic behavior as a reflection of the other person, not yourself, you free yourself from their control. In the end, authenticity is your greatest tool. It protects your peace, strengthens your self-respect, and dismantles the power toxic people try to wield over you. Respond with clarity, not emotion, and you'll find that their influence diminishes, leaving you stronger and more centered. If this video helped you, leave a comment sharing your thoughts or experiences. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insights on Stoic principles for everyday life.